Okay, it's officially the first Tuesday of the month, which means it's time for some reading sprints.
That's right.
I'm excited. I've been actually, for the month of March, I had a fantastic run of reading.
That's awesome.
Maybe not exactly what I thought I was going to read, but I read 21 books
That's great.
in March. So,
how many of those were smut?
Shut up.
18? No, I'm kidding.
9.
Okay, that's not bad.
9.
Yeah, that's
9 books.
Mm-hmm.
And one that I DNF'd halfway through. So technically, I don't know if you want to count that. But
yeah.
Anywho, I still read 21 books. Now, 2 of those were children's books, but I still count them because I read them like regular books. Not like the books like my kids, but they're like, it was like that Agatha Christie Little People, Big Dreams book.
Oh, yeah.
I really liked that. I might have to try to find those for my library.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was this one on Hoopla, and if you can find it, you should read it. It'll take you 5 minutes. Well, it'll take you a minute. It's 36 pages or something, but it's called Look Hamlet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so good. So it's like really silly, not silly. The illustrations, like, I don't feel like they're that stellar, but the writing, so it's done by a Swedish author. I can't remember the name. Lindgren is the last name. But it's basically, look, Hamlet. Hamlet sad. Hamlet, daddy die. Hamlet, new daddy, dumb. Like, it's so good. It's so good. Hamlet hearts Ophelia. Ophelia hearts Hamlet.
Mm-hmm.
Ophelia dead. So it made me laugh the whole time. I read it. I had to read it twice through because I was laughing so hard.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, it's not really a kid's book, but I still counted it. So
yeah.
But yeah, how did you do in the month of March?
Much better than February. February I read 2 books. So I think in March I read, I want to say 12 or 13. I haven't looked at the total. So like normal, much better,
Yeah.
And I think only 2 of those were smut. So that's pretty good, It's not bad.
Not to tell us about.
I'm not telling you what I read.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I read smut though.
Yeah.
But
well, anywho, we will get into a lot more of that chit chat later on during our chatty sprints. But for this evening, most of us, we kind of just do our own thing. So please let us know in the comments what you will be reading. I am going to be starting the our book club pick for April, which is called If the Spirit Moves You, Life and Love After Death by Justine Picardie. So this is our April read. And I'm going to start it, and I'm going to see how I feel about it. And then if it's okay, I'm going to keep reading. And if I feel like I need a mood shift, I do have my e-reader here, and I'll just pick something in there and read that. How about you?
Well, I made a project for myself this afternoon that I'm going to keep working on. So it's a series jar, a TBR series jar, but it's not 1 jar, it's 3 jars because it's me and I have a lot of books. So, okay, this little teeny jar, this little guy is for books I have 1 or 2 in the series and they're done. So like, hopefully this will be it, but I have a lot more of these than I think I do so far, and I'm not very far into my collection, so this might get an upgrade. Then my next one is a little bigger. That's just trilogies, so just 3 books only. That is it. That's it. And then this big one is for series that are like finished, published, finished. Series that are incomplete but still being published, but I have a bunch of them. Anything more than 3 books is going to go in this big one. So, yeah, I just started with the piles in my living room that are new books. We'll not talk about how many there are, but so I started those. So I've got that's going, but I'm going to be on my computer on Library Thing on my digital library, and I have it sorted by author's last name, which I figure is the easiest way for me to keep track of things. And then I'm just going to go through everything and write, title and author name down. If I need a hint for some of them, like I think I have a fictional and a nonfiction. One's a trilogy, I think one is a quartet series of books about Josephine, Napoleon's wife. So I want to make sure I specify like this one's nonfiction, this one's whatever. So yeah, I'm going to be working on that. I also have some work laundry that's going to be going into the dryer very soon, so I'll get to fold that. Yeah, I'll be working on that.
So a little bit of productivity, maybe some reading later on. Nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good. Hey, whatever works. I know we were talking earlier today. It's kind of like spring cleaning is in the air. So
yeah, actual motivation is I'm going to ride it for as long as I can because I know it's not going to last forever.
I hear you. Well, it sounds like we have a couple of readers with us. We have Lily.
Hi,
Lily. Hello. Good
Welcome.
evening. Sounds like you will be sprint hopping. That sounds fun. Nice. And cleaning. Oh, yep. I was doing a lot of spring cleaning today. Getting a little reading in, and it looks like finishing up The Lost Apothecary. I feel like I have that somewhere.
Yeah, I liked that one.
Physical. Did you read it?
Yeah, last year I read it.
I think I remember you telling me about that book. Maybe that's why it's super familiar to me. Good. We also have Jess. Hi, Jess. Hello, hello. How are the girls? Andy, good evening.
Hi, Andy.
And Cassie, hi.
Hi. How are you, Cassie?
Reading Magic of the Lemon Drop Pie. Oh, nice. Now, is that what's that Wisconsin writer?
Amy Reichert.
Yes. Is that Amy Reichert? Is that her book?
I think so.
I know she has a lemon pie book.
I think that's a coincidence of lemon something. I think it's a coincidence.
That's the coincidence of coconut pie.
She does have a lemon one.
Or coconut cake. That's a different one, but I think she has a lemon one. Pretty sure I have it. I have to look in the other room. Jess is planning on reading more of The Tower.
Nice.
They're in the shower. Good. My kids are in bed. It's bedtime. Very nice. Okay. Well, thank you all for joining us this evening. We're super excited to have you. Here, Rachel Linden.
Okay.
Very nice. Thank you for easing my mind on that one. Awesome. Well, before we get into our sprints, typically at this point we would tell you what the 3 books are to choose for the next month, so for May. However, what we do on our birthday months is we actually just pick the book. So in May, it is Laura's birthday. So Laura has chosen a book for us to read. So Laura, why don't you go ahead and tell everyone what we're reading in May?
Okay. I don't know how much of a discussion we're going to have about this, like traditional book club discussion, but this is one of those books and one of those authors I save for rainy day. And I just thought, screw it. I want to read one of these books. So this is the one I have that it's a novel that's not part of a series. She does have a 3-part memoir series, but this is her standalone. It is Susan Branch, A Fine Romance, Falling in Love with the English Countryside. So there's the cover. And I don't know if anybody knows Susan Branch. She has recipe books out there and all sorts of things, puzzles, but she incorporates pictures and watercolor illustrations from her travel journals and everything. And she also hand writes everything in the book. So here's a random page 114.
Ooh.
So
that looks fun. Okay.
Yeah. So there are lots of photographs. This is of her obviously in England, but also her trip there too. So she and her husband go on the Queen Mary 2 across to Southampton and travel throughout England from there. it was for the 25th anniversary, excuse me. So yeah, all sorts of stuff, all sorts of pictures of everything, some like collage things. Usually she includes recipes in there too, but yeah, just something kind of fun and a little bit different. For those of you who know Susan Branch, I think you're like, oh my God, yes, I know who she is. I love her so much. Or she's like unheard of. It's sort of one or the other. Either you love her or you don't know who she is. So I thought maybe people should read this. And it'd be fun, something different to read. Nice to look at, more illustrations, whatever. I really like how she handwrites everything too. It just is, I don't know, it's a fun experience. So here we go, Fine Romance by Susan Branch.
Awesome. And I'll post that on our Instagram and in Voxer as a reminder for everyone who is interested in reading that with us in May. But in traditional reading sprint fashion, we are going to do 25-minute sprints. We'll get this one started, but we'll pretend like it's quarter after so that we have the right timing, and who knows, I might chat until that time anyways. But we'll come back at, so then that is, what is that, 35, 40, right?
Sure.
Is that time? Is that how time works? Yeah,
yep.
Pretty sure. Yeah, I know how to do math. So we'll come back at the 40 and talk about what we read and where or how productive we were. And maybe some more readers will have joined us and we'll find out what they read.
Yeah.
So enjoy your reading. I found this really cute books and tea evening with the rabbits.
Oh, cute.
Thing. It's so cute. I can't wait to put it on. So we'll put that on while everyone's reading, and Laura and I will mute ourselves so in case you hear anything.
You don't want to hear me softly cursing to myself as I'm going, what the hell is this? Like, how many books do I have for this author?
Yeah. Okay. Well, happy reading, and we'll see you very soon.
That is super cute.
Yeah, they like all move and stuff. And like one of them even like pours the tea every once in a while. It's really cute. Okie dokie. Come back from those sprints. Let us know how you did. Looks like Cassie had 2 chapters read and a phone call with her dad. Good job.
Yeah, nice.
Very productive.
Mm-hmm.
How did you do on your TBR project?
I'm in the C's, and I got my load switched over from washer to dryer, so
Nice.
Exciting. How about you?
I don't think that this book has chapters.
Okay.
So I'm just, it's like diary entries kind of, because it has like a date. But I'm 18 pages in.
Nice.
And believe it or not,
Yeah.
I think you will like this.
Really?
Because it talks a lot about spiritualism in the sense of spirits, like spiritualism.
Yeah.
Which you're very much into.
Yep.
So I think you will like this.
Okay, awesome.
Well, maybe like is not the best word, but I think you will relate to it more because you understand and believe in a lot of this stuff more than the average reader.
Yeah, gotcha.
So I think you'll appreciate it.
Okay, good. I feel better about that. Thank you. Because I know a novel or a book about a memoir after someone's death of breast cancer. Like, my mom has stage 4 breast cancer right now, in case any of you don't know who are new. So she's holding strong. She's doing really well, but still, like, it's inevitable. This is what's going to take her out, you know? So, yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's good. I'm relieved. Thank you for telling me.
Yep.
Okay, author done. All right, I can concentrate now. Hi.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to like this one.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I really don't like sad books. Like, I will read one every once in a while, and sometimes they, like, kind of sneak up on you.
Yeah.
But, like, I've already almost cried twice because I'm one of those people, like...
In 18 pages?
Yeah. Well, because I think too much, like, oh, what if that was me? Because, like, so the sister died. She had twin 2-year-olds. So it's like, ugh, and it makes me want to throw up. Yeah. And then there was some other comment that was made, and you just, like, imagine, because you're like, oh my gosh, so young, or could have done, like, there's just, like, I'm very empathetic when it comes to this kind of, like, that kind of thing, and I put myself in their shoes, and then it's like I get all verklempt. But I'm glad that it's revolving more around the grief than, like, in the midst of it all happening. It's more just like referencing, like, bits and pieces. So that's nice.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, I'd be like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
So, and I have to, it's funny because the time, so this was written in the early 2000s.
Okay.
And so they referenced MTV, which I thought was funny because, like, MTV through the generations, everyone remembers what MTV is differently, right?
Right.
And then there is reference to, because everything's a date, but not the year. But there's a letter that she gets from someone else who gave her a book or whatever, and it said, I read something in 1999, which was 2 years after your sister had passed. And I was like, oh my gosh, so this book is taking place in, like, 2002, which is, and I looked back, it was 2002 when this came out, I think. I'm thinking that was 23 years ago.
Doesn't seem possible, honestly.
Like,
10 I could see.
Gosh.
23 seems like a little much, you know?
So, not that that's a bad thing. It's just like, one, I remember what 2002 looked like. So it's like, now I'm putting myself in that frame of mind. And so when she's talking about things, I have to remember that. And because, I'm a dumb American, I assume this was an American book, and then all of a sudden it's not. She's British. I'm like, oh, yay, we get to see London.
I thought she was Canadian. I don't know why I thought that, but well.
Maybe she's Canadian, but she definitely lives in England.
Okay, well, that's good. I'll take it.
Yeah. She could be Canadian. I don't know. Anywho, so that's that.
Yeah.
Any good series that popped up in your A through C?
No, just a horrifying amount of series. And I know I'm a series reader. I can blame my love of books on my mother. She's like a big reader too. But like series especially, my mom is a big mystery reader, so a lot of that is series. I inherited that, but my God, the number of series I have started that I own copies of. I mean, so I have, like more than three. Trilogies are the thing I have the least of. I'm still on my first sheet, right? I have, so pink is all color coded because of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? So pink, I am 2.5 pages into, these are long series or finished series or whatever, like more than 3 books, right? And it's of course one-sided, so I can cut them into strips and stick them in the thing. But the amount of books I have that are either the end of a series or the start of a series, so that's blue, right? I have 3 full ones like this. Plus, I have one more that I just started, but I can see already on my list in front of me. Like when I pick it up again, I'm going to have like a whole bunch more. Hopefully it means that I don't like some of these starters, so I can just sort of disregard them and be like, yeah, I'm not going to read this series. It's just the one book. And I'm satisfied with that. That's fine. What I fear, though, is that I will just end up starting getting invested in so many more series that probably are very long, because why wouldn't they be? Like, they wouldn't be trilogies. They would be like 30-book series. So yeah, nothing kind of crazy. What is surprising is the amount of like Jane Austen's spin-off series that I have.
Oh.
Especially Pride and Prejudice, which is one of her books I have not read yet. I've seen every movie adaptation of it and every like PBS adaptation or whatever. I know the story. I know I don't have to read it. I will read it at some point. I really, I truly will. But I have so many frigging series that are spinoffs of Pride and Prejudice. I think I'm at 6 right now, and I'm in the C's.
Yeah.
Like,
that one's pretty popular for retelling.
Yeah. And for like, as far as other spin-offs go, I think I have 1 or 2, actually I have a couple of them that are spin-offs of Sense and Sensibility, but that's my favorite Austen so far. But for Sense, it's like one standalone that is a spin-off, or 1 or 2 books maximum, but not like a long series. And a lot of these Darcy books are like 6-book series, 4-book series.
Mm-hmm.
One is a mystery series by Carrie Bibris that's been published for a long time. I think there's like 8 or 10 of those, if not more. I don't own them all. I think I only own 6, but still, like. And then I feel like, too, if one of those comes up, if I pull one of those, does that mean I should read Pride and Prejudice first? I mean, I don't want to. Like,
I don't think so.
I'm kind of saving that for like the right time. What that will be, I don't know. I could be in my 70s when this happens. It's very possible. But I kind of want to just read these spinoffs. And if they're terrible, they can get to step in, But yeah, a lot of Austen stuff. A lot.
I like Emma the most.
Yeah, that's my number 2 of the 3 that I've read. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I've read 3. No. Read 4. I only have Mansfield Park and Northanger Abbey left.
Okay.
To read. I have both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Just haven't read them yet.
Yep.
I did not like Persuasion. I felt like Persuasion was like exactly the same as all the other. Like I was like, all these are so the same. Like I couldn't even tell you what it's about, because
I think the bigger difference with Persuasion is that they're all older characters. Like they're not 21 or whatever. Like, isn't she in her late 20s or early 30s or something? when he comes back.
Something like that.
Like this, so I know that one's like her latest novel, and they're all old.
I read that one recently, like last year, and I couldn't even tell you. I can't even tell you what it was about.
I know it's about an older spinster. Oh, everything's in air quotes now. Older spinster, who her parents told her not to marry this young going to out to sea captain thing.
Oh yeah.
And then it was back
now
after
I'm remembering
a long time, and
yes,
they reconnect.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
I have not read.
Basically a chaperone.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's all these people, and they're all trying to get married. Yeah, there's these young girls, and they're like, oh, picnic. Well, let's walk over here. Oh, yeah, I remember now.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like that one.
I haven't read it, but I have seen all the adaptations of it. So
yeah, I haven't seen any adaptations.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
The movie was pretty decent, I thought. I mean, I haven't read the book, but I thought it was a nice adaptation regardless. Nice to watch. Everything made sense, Wasn't too crazy.
I'll have to watch it so that I can, like, remember it better.
Mm-hmm. Is her name Anne Elliot in that book?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. Thank you. You're, like, really helping me remember everything a little bit more.
You're welcome. I look forward to reading it.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question about series for you guys. So I've done it twice so far, but this is like a longer, I'm going to like series. So I have some publishers that I collect is a strong word, but I guess collect is the correct term I can think of. Like British crime classics. If I see one out, like I'll get one, I probably have 10 or 15 or something. So I have that listed in my longer series, like as a thing to pull. I have Slightly Foxed. Slightly Foxed is a small British company, and they produce both hardcover, cloth bound, and and they're all small sizes, like little out of print kind of classics, undiscovered things from like the early 1900s. Some of them are memoirs, some of them are fiction, it's all different kinds of things. So I have Slightly Foxed and British Crime Classics as like a series to pull from, right? But I have this almost complete series called The Art of the Novella. I forget who the publisher is, but they're down here. Pardon my butt for 1 second. They're published by Melville House. I don't have any dust in my house at all. They're all like this. So little things. All different authors, all different sizes, but again, all novellas. I probably have like 50 of these, if not more. Do I count these as a series? And like to get through some of these?
No.
Even though they're not a series, but it's a publisher.
No.
No? Okay.
No.
But the other ones are okay, you think?
If it was me, I would consider a series like not based on who publishes them, but based on the characters within the story. So like
that's what mostly I'm doing.
Like Agatha Christie's like
Marple
Poirot series, it's all Poirot or Marple,
Right.
And then but those ones are all separate, but just part of a similar production.
Right.
So I wouldn't consider those.
Okay.
Because I would have a different jar for that. Like that would be a whole new jar of publisher.
So for the pink ones, which are the longer series, or finished series or whatever, my plan is not necessarily when I pull a series to finish it. It's at least to get half of what I own of it read, because sometimes it's a lot of books, and I don't want to burn out on something just because I feel like I have to read it. I'd rather enjoy them. But I do want to read at least half of them when I pull the slip, and then I'll put the slip back in again to pull again. You know what I mean? Because I have the whole Vorkosigan saga by Lois McMaster Bujold. I think that's 20 some books. They're all fairly dense mass market space operas. I don't want to read 20 of those.
Right.
I can shoot for 10. I'll keep those going in the background. That's fine. But I don't want to just read a bunch.
pause for just a second. Just wanted to say good evening, Cassie, and wishing you well if you do have some severe weather.
Mm-hmm.
It's no fun. Not sure where you are located, but take care and stay safe.
Maybe you're west of us because we're supposed to get severe stuff tomorrow. Anyways, thanks for joining.
Enjoy your week as well, and thank you for joining us. It was nice to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that. I just, in case she was here, I wanted to wish her well.
Yeah, no, it's fine. So yeah, I'm not going to go crazy on them. If I'm really enjoying them and I want to read all 20, I absolutely will.
Right.
But,
Absolutely. Have a good night.
Mm-hmm. Take care.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense because it would take too long and then it would kind of defeat the whole purpose of doing what you're doing kind of thing. Because you don't want to get stuck in something and then it takes up your entire TBR. Yeah, so that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, okay.
Maybe what you could do if you're really trying to get through like those novella ones, maybe you don't put them in a jar, but you just read one in between each book that you read. Like, kind of like how we do sprints. Like, we read for a little while, we chat for a little while. So you read your book, then you read a novella. Then you read a book, then you read a novella. Then you read a book, then you read a novella.
Yeah, I thought about that for a while. I thought about making them my purse books because I always have a book with me.
Yeah.
But they get beat up in my purse, kind of, and I don't want them to get that beat up. Yeah. So I have that like Shire Living Histories series. It's a little bit, they're very thin, kind of like thin trade paperbacks size of all different things. I have like 15 or 20 of those. And those are mostly ex-library copies, so they have like a cover on them and stuff.
Yeah.
So they're more protected, but yeah.
Yeah.
I know. A lot of those. Back when I was on Instagram all the time, like when I first joined, and I was purchasing the whole Art of the Novella series. I was only missing like 10 books or less or something at the time. And I tagged Melville House Publishing, hoping they would, this is so stupid, hoping they would like fill in the gaps. And of course they didn't. They didn't even acknowledge anything. I was like, what the hell? Anyways, I wasn't buying them to get free stuff. I just was getting them and I thought, hey.
Right.
Yeah. I know. Oh, what have you been reading lately? Anything exciting besides this month?
Hey, you know what? First of all, I read all of that at the beginning of the month.
Mm-hmm.
And
I know a lot of that stuff is my fault. I understand, and that's fine. I'll take
it is all your fault.
Yeah,
all of it.
I'll take
all of it.
Mm-hmm.
What have I been reading? Well, the last week of March definitely was more slumpy. Like it didn't have as much momentum as the rest of the month did.
Yeah.
But I still managed to get a few things read. I really enjoyed. I think I showed you. I had gotten some reference books from the library.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I knew right away when I opened one that I was like, I'm not reading this one. So I didn't read any of that one. That was like things you should know. It was not what I expected, and I really didn't want to read what was in it. And then there was a literature one, which I did peruse a little bit, but it was very textbooky, but really fun. But I didn't really like fully read it and all the way through, so I didn't want to like mark it on Goodreads because I'm like, that's not. I kind of just skimmed it.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that I really enjoyed was the But Have You Read the Book? That TCM.
Oh, yeah.
One. Mm-hmm. That was so cool. So basically it had the films, because these are all films that were adapted. So or books that were adapted to films. Mm-hmm. So the way that it was set up is each film, it was 52 of them, but it was like 2 to 3 pages of this little book. It was like this book was this big. And it would say the film, who directed it, who did the screenplay, and then what book it was based on. And then the like written portion spoke on the movie, like a few little things here and there, and like kind of the nuances between the movie and the book.
Interesting.
Yeah, so you kind of had to be careful because as many introductions are, total spoilers
right.
in every single one. So if there was one that I hadn't yet read or had seen the film, I kind of like skipped it in a little bit because I'm like, I kind of really want to do this one, so I don't want to spoil it for myself. But like if I knew I wasn't going to read it, or I knew I wasn't going to watch it, or had already read or watched it, I did read those sections. So it was kind of cool. Like Clueless was in there for Emma, and Psycho, which I didn't know was a book.
Yeah.
And in that one specifically, there were several sequels to that film with Anthony Perkins in it. And I was like, dude, because I love Anthony. Like, he is a stellar actor. I love him. He creeped me out in Psycho, but I always thought he was very attractive. I do believe he's gay, or was gay. He's not living anymore because that's a long time ago. But I loved him. Like, and obviously, I think he was dead before I even saw Psycho, but I had a big crush on the Psycho guy.
That's a lot. No,
I had no idea. I had no idea that there were sequels, so I kind of want to look for those.
Yeah.
They may have been made for TV, is maybe why.
Yeah,
I can't remember now that I read it, but so that was really interesting. And the Mildred Pierce, I really liked reading that one because I've seen both adaptations, the film and the miniseries with Kate Winslet. So that was really fun to read. There are several in there. To Kill a Mockingbird was in there. Rebecca. There was quite a few. I mean, there were 52 of them. So Princess Bride. Yeah, they're all fun to read. And I did read the Clockwork Orange one because I do not have any inclination to read or watch that film. But it was interesting to read about it because of the controversy surrounding the film and how they changed the ending and how the author felt about that. And so it was interesting to read that. I love those kind of books. So I read that. So not all smut. I read some middle grade books. So that was good. I read some graphic novels. And like that Hamlet one, that one was funny.
Yeah.
You should look that up.
I will. I was going to tell you, you're looking for, when we were talking earlier last week sometime, for graphic novels that you liked a lot and stuff.
Yeah.
You should read Phoebe and Her Unicorn. They're kids' graphic novels, but they have an adult sense of humor. Like, I read several of them. I just read one to check it out because I thought, oh, this looks kind of cute. And then I read like 4 or 5 more because they kept cracking me up. Like, I really enjoyed them. It's like Dana somebody is the author. But there's a whole bunch of them, and they're really funny and cute. Like, your kids would like looking at them and reading them too, but you would also enjoy reading them out loud to them, I think.
Okay. Did you read them physically or?
Physically, yeah.
My Yobi. I'll look for that later. So yeah, I kind of was all over the board with books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, that was a whole lot of chatting. The same amount of time that we chatted as we read. So
we're consistent.
We are consistent. Anywho, let's do another sprint. Hopefully you can get a couple more letters.
Yeah. If I can get through the C's, that would be good. I have a lot of C's.
Yeah. And I think I'm just going to try to get a few more pages read because I don't know what the rest of the month's going to look like. So I think I'm going to try to get as much of this read tonight as I can.
Sure.
And probably not move on to something else. Although, if we do another sprint, which I'm sure we will, do at least one more sprint, I might have to change just because I'm getting tired. So it's nonfiction's hard to swallow when you're tired. For me, at least. So okay, so it's 5 after. Let's do 25. So we'll come back at the half-hour mark.
Sounds good.
Okay. Did you love the Hannah side?
Yeah, I was going to tell you, I found that channel because I saw they have ones with hedgehogs, and they have like ones with squirrels, which are really cute. I just hadn't seen the rabbits yet. They're adorable.
Okay, I'm gonna have to save it.
Okay with that.
Okay, don't go there. Well, did you get through the C's?
I did. I just started the H's.
Oh.
Yeah.
Look at you.
I know.
Overachiever.
I know, it's crazy. And alone. Okay, good. Yeah. And I got several more pages completed of blue, which is the shorties, and then pink, which is the all the long stuff. Yeah. This is a project. But
Yeah,
yeah,
buddy.
so I still liking it because it's a nerdy thing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. How'd you do?
I got to page 32.
Oh, it's good.
So.
Still liking it? Okay. I mean,
yeah, I mean, I don't think I like it. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't know. I'm not really a believer in a lot of the things that she's like investigating. So I have to keep reminding myself that this is nonfiction and not fiction.
Right.
Because with fiction, I'm like, it's funny because at one point I had to stop myself. I'm like, no, this is nonfiction. Because I was like letting myself like kind of like go with the flow with the story, and I was like,
Yeah.
like getting into it, like, oh, is it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen? And then I'm like, wait a minute, this is nonfiction. And then all of a sudden I became a skeptic, you know, like, so it's weird. It's like and obviously you're gonna have a much better time because you are not a skeptic when it comes to a lot of what is discussed in this.
Yeah, I'm a healthy skeptic, but I do believe a lot too. You know.
You're gonna mold better with the content, whereas I'm kind of just like,
yeah.
Now what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do now? What's the next step? Let's move on from this but I can appreciate people's beliefs and whatnot. So
yeah,
just kind of go from there. But so it's a lot of, I wouldn't say eye rolling. I'm not that rude, but in my head I'm just like, what? Like, huh?
yeah.
So, but she herself is kind of seeing both sides too. Like, she's not saying that it's not true, but she's not saying that it is true. She's just going through the motions. She's just trying to find relief and trying to find connection.
Right.
So
What happens?
Trying different avenues. So yeah, it'll be an interesting discussion to say the least, because I don't know where this book is going. So
yeah.
But as far as, I mean, your project goes, what does April look like for your reading? Like, do you have like a TBR for April, or?
I do. So I've got obviously our book club, so I'll be reading that book that you're reading now. I'm trying to do the Savage Reads prompts. Simon Savage and his mom Louise. They do. That's my dryer. I apologize if you can hear that. I'm ignoring it. I don't want to fold any more towels today. I'm done. They can wait till tomorrow. So they have a prompt a month, and then they have 2 bonus prompts. I'm not necessarily doing them in order. Like, they've just sort of come up. Like, I already have, I think, September and December done, and one of the bonus prompts done. But I am now trying to like backtrack and fill in. So I'm going to read one of mine for that. I'm not sure which prompt yet, but I have a little stack. So one of those, I have the book Naturalists, which I'm not reading this month. That book is Fathoms by Rebecca Gig, and it's about whales and like their habitat and stuff. It's nonfiction science, which normally would be my jam. I love whales, but it's a lot of like whale hunting. She follows like whale hunters and like when they get sick, what happens. And it's like, I don't want to read about that stuff. So I'm skipping that this month. Let me look and see if I can read the titles from here. Oh, yeah. And I'm working on the 52 book club project.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have stickers in their own little book, and I'm a nerd. So, um, one of the prompts I want to do this month it's one of Simon's prompts. This is a good prompt. Is to read a book by your favorite author's favorite author.
Well,
And
that's fun.
yeah, so I'm going to do that and tie that into two 52 book club prompts, which is 2 books that share a universe. So
Okay.
the favorite author I'm going with is Edith Wharton, and one of her favorite authors is Henry James. So I'm going to do
Oh.
a reread of The Portrait of a Lady, which is one of my favorite books.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read it since college, so I'm nervous, but I'm going to read that again. So that's the first in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second book I'm reading in the universe is Mrs. Osmond by John Banville. And Mrs. Osmond is one of the main side characters, a nasty piece of work in Portrait of a Lady.
Okay.
So this will be good. I can go right from reading the original right into this spin-off.
Okay.
That was just published, I think, like 10 years ago or something. So I've got those on my list. And I think that's it.
Nice.
So yeah, hoping to get some serious stuff done for real. Like now that I'm doing all this stuff, I think I'm going to work on not just because I have the most of them, but work on the one where I have 1 or 2 where I'm going to finish or start something and just see, because good Lord, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to start there.
Very nice.
Do you have plans for April?
Not any like really big plans. I do want to finish The Name of the Wind.
Yeah.
I didn't touch that at all in March. So I want to get back into that and finish that. I think I'm here. I'm like, I think I'm 35% in.
Oh no. 15?
Like 5? Yeah, 15 chapters. But yeah, so I want to finish that. It was actually, I was getting better progress with listening to the audiobook and following along. It's actually quite an interesting story because it's you're being told a story. So you kind of like go back in time and then you come back to like them sitting around hearing the story. But this whole book is one day. So it's the day he's telling the story. So you see different times and different days, but the day is just the day he's telling the story, I guess, is how I'm interpreting it, unless I'm interpreting that wrong, but I'm pretty sure, because the second book I think is like the next day, like the second day, or I don't know. And then the third book doesn't yet exist. So anyhow, so we have that. Our book, obviously. And then I want to finish the Lightfall graphic novel series. So I think that's ready for me at the library. I have a couple of books actually ready there that I need to go and get. 2 more just popped up. I've got some activity books, like they have stuff in there that you can do with toddlers.
Yeah.
So I got that. And then, so The Name of the Wind, Spirit, that Lightfall. Oh, and then Mistborn popped up in my Libby, so I have like 10 days to listen to that. So I probably start that tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
I'm terrible. I always wait till the last second, but I very rarely renew on Libby. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good about it. It looks like that one is only 25 hours long, so I listen at double speed, so it's really only like 13 hours long.
Yeah, I'll take you a day.
So I'll get it done in like 4 days if I listen to it consistently. And that's really it. That's all I have, like, that I really want to get done, like, for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of in the mood for something like fresh, springy, something that is going to be like not dark, because I've been really getting into a lot of fantasy and stuff lately. It's all
Yeah.
dark and moldy, and I feel like I want to read something fresh
Mm-hmm.
and like light and airy. So not necessarily a romance, just something that is not dark
Yeah.
and dreary. I think because it's springtime.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what that looks like yet. So I'm not setting anything in stone. I'm not, you know, tying anything to myself. I'm just gonna kind of peruse in Kindle Unlimited and probably other things and see. Sometimes I go to the library and I just look, and if a title looks good, then I pick it up.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't know. Have you watched the new Meghan Markle thing, or Meghan Sussex, whatever she's calling
No.
herself today?
No, not yet. Have you?
No, I tagged it so that I watch it, but I didn't even watch their special either. Like I got a little bit into it, and then I was like, "This is boring." But I'm so interested. I do want to know because I'm weird like that. Like because it's like a train wreck. You can't not look away. So, but I'm not really in the mood. I haven't been watching a lot lately, and when I do, I watch something that I've already seen. Like the other night when we were talking, I turned on Sex in the City. I got like 6 episodes in. I mean, they're only 30 minutes long, or 40 minutes long, or whatever they are. No, they're short. They're like
20 minutes because
they're short. Yeah,
yeah.
and it kills me because I've seen the first like 4 seasons way more than the final 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And it just always cracks me up, like how bad, like it's not, the show's not bad, but like some of the stuff I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe they did that.
Mm-hmm.
And then how much their characters have evolved since the movies, like in the new show, how much it's changed because the time has changed.
Yeah.
But man, oh man, oh man, oh man, that show cracks me up. That show cracks me up. And the thing is that show, they're all younger than what I am right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, except for Samantha. So I'm like Samantha's age.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, no. I think she's already 40 when the show starts. I think they're all supposed to be like 33, 32 or 33.
Maybe, I don't know.
And she's supposed to be like 10 years older than them, I think. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I love that show. I don't know why, but I love it.
I think I've only seen it once or twice, and I never watched it when it was on. I only watched it once it was off the air.
Right.
And I saw the first movie, maybe the second movie, but I haven't seen the new series at all.
So I watched the series in college. We were within walking distance to a Family Video, which those don't even exist anymore, but we would walk to the Family Video and you could rent DVDs for like $1. So we would rent the series, and at the time the final season was coming out. So it was pretty popular. So sometimes it was hard to get your hands on the series, but so when I say we, is like my little group of friends. So Beth Ann, me, our friend Vinta, and then I think 2 other people. And we would all like huddle up in our little tiny dorm room on beanbag chairs and stuff, and we would watch this show. And we'd have the door open because you need to have air circulation. And we would just be cracking up, laughing. And a lot of us, like, no experience in that kind of thing. And we would be like so shocked and like, they did what? They put what where? They just, it's like, oh, there's one scene where Miranda is, or it's with a guy who Miranda's interested in, but like she isn't into him really, but then like kind of like she's lonely, so she calls him up, but he's with somebody else, and he like breaks up with them while they're like together.
Yeah.
And she's just like, are you breaking up with me while you're inside?
Yeah.
I remember we all laughed so hard. We got in trouble because it was like after hours or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we were laughing so hard. I'll never forget that damn Scooter.
That was Scooter. Okay.
That was Scooter. Yeah, idiot. Oh man, that show's so good. But it's also like bad. Like there's like some things I'm like, that didn't age well. But I really got into like the movies. I really liked the first movie was really good. The second movie was good, but it wasn't as good.
Was that one in Dubai?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I did see that one then.
Yeah. And then the show is good, but it definitely has moved with the times, which is good.
Yeah.
Like they are definitely full force into everything that is now.
Yeah, I read recaps of the episodes sometimes, so I know what's happening roughly with the characters. But yeah,
the only thing I don't like is the direction that they went with Carrie and Aiden.
Yeah,
because it really negates like her entire marriage with Big. So I was pretty perturbed with that, but
yeah,
it is what it is. I think I already talked to you about that in length.
We've talked a lot about this. You have talked a lot about this.
I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed.
Oh, God.
Anywho, back to reading. So it is 9:47. We've only been chatting for 17 minutes. We're okay.
Yeah, that's not bad.
15 minutes of Sex in the City. It's all good. I would say one more sprint, and then I think my husband's probably going to be knocking on the door.
Yeah,
early in the morning. So, let's do one more sprint.
Sure.
We'll go to what is that? Quarter after. It's a little after the time, but yeah, quarter after.
Yeah.
That'd be like
just under 30. Makes sense.
Okay. Enjoy your last bit of productivity.
Thanks, you too.
Kindle. Okay. Oops. There we go.
How'd you do?
Well, I did not read during that one. I have a township that I bored over, and I collected all my eggs and milk and whatever and made some bread. I just want the points associated to my fetch app, and if I get to the next level, I get like 1,200 points. So after that, I'll probably uninstall it because I don't really like those kind of games, but it was a pretty good amount to get to only getting to such a short level, so I'll do that and get my points and then uninstall it. And then I went on to my Kindle app and was like looking to see if there's any books like I could put in like a list for the month. And I was like looking at Goodreads like spring books, and like it's so funny, like more than half of the books it mentioned I read. I was like, wow, I've read a lot of these books. It'll show you and it'll be like read. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't realize The Handmaid's Tale is a spring book.
I've never read it, but that does not seem like a spring book to me, from what I know of it.
Yeah, so I was a little shocked by that. But then it was funny because I was like, didn't really see a lot in there. And so I went into Kindle Unlimited and I just put like spring as like a keyword, and like you can get a bunch of stuff. But then I put fresh because I was like, I'm just going to do another keyword. I put fresh. Oh man, you want to see some crazy stuff happen, just put in random weird keywords, because that was an amazing selection of books. Let's just say that. A lot of fresh eggs happening and a lot of fresh starts. You know what I mean?
So you have your list ready then, is what you're saying. No.
I did see one that the cover was really pretty, and I was like, oh, I want to read that, but it wasn't available on Kindle Unlimited, so I'm going to see if my library has it.
Yeah.
But it's called, what's it called now? Crap. Let me just look real quick.
Yeah.
I can bring it back up. The Spell Shop?
Oh, Sarah Beth Durst. Yeah.
Yes. Have you read that?
No, I just got a copy. It was on Book Outlet, so.
Yeah. So I just saw the cover and I was like, that is a very nice cover.
Yeah, there might be a hold list on it because it's pretty popular, but maybe you'll get lucky and it'll be there.
Yeah, it's not like I'm in a hurry, but
yeah,
it's the first I've ever seen of it. I'm not all, up to do like you are. I just randomly find things. So, but other than that, I didn't really see anything that was like, I want to read that. So, yeah. How did you do?
Nice. Pretty good. I just finished the K's. So, yeah. I'm telling myself I'm not going to put on a playlist on Spotify and finish the alphabet tonight. I'm not going to, but it might happen anyways. Yeah. I'm still waiting to hear from my friend Annie if her husband won his vote or not. I haven't heard anything yet, so that's making me nervous.
Yeah. Sometimes if it's close, it's...
Yeah. I'm hopeful that, because I turn my cellular data off when I do this now, since I have way better internet, I mean, I have no problem anymore. So I turn off my cellular data just in case it tries to flip over from Wi-Fi so it doesn't eat up data like before, because I was paying like $15 to $30 a month extra as I was using through all my data and my cellular stuff because my other Wi-Fi sucked. So just to make sure I turn it off. So maybe once I turn my cellular on again, I'll get a couple of checks that come through. Maybe, I don't know. But I'll be up for a while to hear from her. Yeah, what I should do is just finish the L's, and like that's normally my stopping point. Like I go A through L, then M through Z when I'm alphabetizing until I get stuff chunked. So I'll try and be good and just finish the L's, and then that'll be it for tonight. But it might happen. But yeah, I have lots. I have one completed page of trilogies, just the one. With I'm almost done with the second page. So woo! And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 full pages of Pink, which is the completed series. I'm on my 5th one right now. And then for Blue, which is the 1 or 2 left, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages. Oh, essentially 7 pages.
Now it's just doing it, making sure you do it.
I didn't realize how many starts to series I had, quite honestly.
Yeah.
They just looked like regular old fiction books, because why wouldn't it? It's just a one-off,
Right.
But, oh yeah. So, yeah. Love giving myself a project that doesn't need to be done, but I want to do it right now, so,
Hey,
done.
Whatever floats your boat.
I know. It doesn't take much.
Yeah.
Make a book list? Okay.
Right?
Force me. Oh, well.
Yeah. Well, on that note, my husband just peeked in here to see where I'm at, so I'm sure he's tired. He's got another long day ahead of him tomorrow, so I think we can call it a night here if you don't mind.
Yep.
For all of you out there watching along with us, reading along with us, thank you so much for joining us this evening. It was nice to see you.
Thanks,
I hope
everybody.
you got some reading done. I know we didn't do too many sprints, but I hope you got a good start for the month, as it is the first day of the month. So that's kind of unique. That doesn't happen all the time. So I didn't see any April Fool's stuff today, so that's nice. It's not really a happy thing. I don't like April Fools.
I used to, but now with the state of the world, now it's not funny. Yeah. Nothing's funny anymore.
So, anywho, well, hope you all having a good day, depending on where you are, night, evening, and the next time you see us, it'll be the end of the month, Tuesday the 29th, the last Tuesday of the month at 8 p.m. to do our live discussion of our April reading, which is the nonfiction read we're doing, If the Spirit Moves You. So we'll be talking about that at the end of the month. Till then, I hope you guys are doing well. So, good night.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. Bye.
Bye.